Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night WNate to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. Yeah. Yo. We are back with another episode of your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. I'm Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
And this is an episode of Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Shout out to all of the day ones. Like, subscribe on all of your podcast platforms. Hold on. The holidays were here, but hold on. Boogie! How you doing? How you feeling?
The holidays are still in, they're still fresh in right now. Yeah. I'm fabulous. I'm great. I got the rest that I needed. Popped out into the shy again. You know what I'm saying?
Pop out them show niggas.
Real quick. Had a good time out there. Also just overall, just took a nice little break. I know y'all tired of hearing me, but Adrian's a student. Adrian is a student. I took the necessary time. I'm kind of on a little mini winter break, student break right now.
All right.
Just because
refund check time.
Oh, you're hilarious. No, I just try not to deal with any burnout, but starting up. I will be starting back up with my little study regimen, my schedule, and getting back to what needs to be done. But outside of that,
so what them grades looking like right now? What them grades hitting on?
I mean, because I'm taking this like prep class, it's not really. We are graded more so along like it's like self-testing.
Okay.
So I'm doing decent. I could be doing better, but I also was told by our instructor, like, don't get bogged down on, your test results, because it as long as you know like the basic concepts of the overall, understanding of how to develop and find your answers, that's all you really need to know, because, these questions won't be like the questions on the test. It's just it's an example of what to look for, but it's not going to be the exact, verbatim. So
word for word.
Right. So, I'm feeling good. Still gotta, get back in the game, over prep, and make sure that I'm good, so I don't be freaking out, because that's just how my brain works. Just saying, that's just how my brain works. But outside of that, man, I'm chilling. I'm cool, calm, collected.
You know what I'm going to ask you?
What?
You were in the shy.
I was.
Where was the first place you ate? Where did you stop?
Very good question. Very good question.
Tour. Where? Because every Chicagoan has their stop. As soon as they leave the airport, they don't go to their mama's house first.
That's true.
They go to a restaurant. So where'd you go?
And that's exactly what I did. I ain't gonna lie. I decided to take public trans, because first off, if you don't know this,
train.
Yeah, I took the train.
Okay.
Yeah, I took the train. If folks don't know this about Chicago, it's actually easier to get out of O'Hare, especially O'Hare, just by hopping on to the blue line real quick and going where you need to go. Unless you got it like that and want to throw a couple bands out, you know what I'm saying, and hit that Uber. But even if you're in the Uber, guess what? It's gonna take you about an hour or some change, regardless of where you're
Yeah,
going.
you not beating that traffic.
You really not. That's one thing you cannot avoid. So I decided to relax and chill on the train because I hadn't been on the train in a while. And I
did you miss it?
You know what? I did miss it for like a quick moment, and then after I ate my food and I got back on the train, I had again a fleeting idea. I had a realization, and it came back to me due to the wonderful worlds of public trans.
Yeah,
you start to realize, oh yeah, that's why. That's why, because some person came on the train.
Yep.
And decided that they were going to smoke on the train.
Okay. Smoke what?
Smoke cigarette.
Okay.
Smoke a cigarette on the train. And it wasn't even like, it was like barely lit, but the smoke was definitely there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
environment.
Yeah, you are an enclosed train cart, and yet you felt the need as an individual to destroy everybody else's air quality because you wanted to smoke a cigarette. And then again,
this a young person, old person. What was
this was an old person. Yeah, this is definitely an older person. Definitely look like he is done with whatever with his life. Yeah. He definitely made a choice. This was a choice at that point. But yeah, I went to I did a quick search because I was on the Blue Line, and I was like, man, I don't want to do the regular places that I normally go. Let me go ahead. Yeah, I don't want to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. So I did a quick search. Wicker Park is generally where I like to go, just because
very nice.
Wicker Park is also very easily accessible from the Blue Line. Did a quick search, and I found this Tex-Mex diner place because I got in a little earlier in the day, and it's called like Dove's Luncheonette.
Okay.
And you've definitely walked past it or driven past this place, because I have, and I just never noticed it because there's so many places and restaurants,
especially in Wicker Park.
Yeah, especially in Wicker. And when I found out where it was, I was like, oh snap, this is right across the street from a spot that I used to frequent all the time. I go in, and again, it's a diner, feel or whatnot, kind of like what you got on in the background. But
for those of you that are watching Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers. And I was like, it got good reviews, and I was like, all right, let me go ahead and I see in Chicago, I can do that. I can take risks like that, because guess what? Majority of the time, and when I say majority, I'm gonna just give y'all I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 times. I mean, he hit you with
I was gonna say 9, but
I was gonna say 9.
Coming from a Chicagoan, okay.
Right.
8,
I was gonna say 9, but I wanted to give some room for improvement. That's why I said 8. So 8 out of 10 times when you go to a new place, and basing it off of just the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews, when you go to said place, more than likely it's pretty accurate, because that's one thing we don't play around with. We're not about to sugarcoat reviews on places, because I've seen some grand reviews, and I've also seen some massive L's in some reviews where I'm like, note to self, never visit that place. And generally speaking, this place had a 4.8, and 4.5 and up is where I go, where I'm like, all right, I feel good about this choice that I'm going to do. And guess what? I was not disappointed.
What about a solid 4, like a 4.0?
Okay, it depends on how many reviews there are.
Okay.
I will say that. What's your cutoff time? What cutoff rating I would say?
4s.
Okay, 4s.
That's where I'm at. Okay. If it's like a 3.8, 3.9 on that cusp of 4, I'm in the reviews like you.
You in the reviews, all right?
Because some of the reviews, it can be like people just being there on bullshit.
Yeah, People
Like,
can be on
I
there.
didn't get a napkin. And it's like, all right, bro. Like,
Right.
how was the
Yeah,
food?
right.
Like, so you really have to go in there and
That's
take it
fair.
with a grain of salt. So
No, that's
yeah,
fair. Because if you go to like, you also got to remember, you can go to a 4 point whatever, and the food is trash, but the service is
garbage.
amazing. But then you can go to a 3.5, service is trash, but the food is banging. You got to be very very cognizant of what. That's why I like to go through the reviews. Like
Yeah.
you can't just go for the most top level. You got to go through and sift and see generally what people are talking about.
Google
Um,
reviews or the Yelp review? Which one
yeah.
are you?
Okay, so I like to do Google, but I
Okay.
also again I base it off
Okay.
how many, because if you don't have a lot of Google reviews, that means your patrons don't frequent Google reviews. So let me
Gotta
go
go to Yelp.
somewhere else. Right.
Okay, that makes
Let
sense.
me go somewhere else. All right, niggas don't know how to use this. All right, okay. Or they don't know it's available, I
Submit.
guess. Right.
How many stars?
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, no, the food was actually quite great. I was
Okay.
like, because generally I'm a decent everything. I'm a
You are a
decent,
D's piece
yeah.
kind of person.
I'm a decent everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Okay, that's
I
true.
was because I tried some masa pancakes because it was earlier in
I
the
did see
day.
you post. I was like, yo, this is a nice plate.
It
You
was a good
posted.
spread. I'm not gonna lie. The waitress was like, "Hey, you sure you going? Hey man, put
You want
all
more
this food
bacon?
down. Calm down. Hey, what I asked for, give me what I asked for. Granted, I did have some leftovers, but I did that intentionally because I
Right.
enjoy. I looked at it. I saw what everybody else do, and I can appreciate folks that be taking pictures of their food because
Yeah.
sometimes, regardless of what restaurant you at, people do not. I don't understand why we forget to post examples of what the food is. Because if I don't know a word in the menu, I'm going to look it up and I
Man.
want to see it. So I don't care how many stars it is. I want to see a picture of, like, bring back pictures on your menus. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real, like, okay, that does not diminish the quality of the restaurant because you put a
Exactly.
picture. Like, look,
Yeah.
bro, we already paying said
Yeah.
amount. Like,
Yeah.
put a picture here.
I just
Like,
want to know what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying?
because I feel like if I'm Googling, like,
Yeah.
it's so uncouth, like,
Yeah.
just put the picture here, bro. So we don't got to do none of this.
Can I want to ensure my duck confit is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
What
I'm saying.
you know what I'm saying? Because you know how restaurants be like a destructed bitch. Show me what the
Constructed
fuck this is.
clam with
Right,
black truffle oil with a squirt of
right.
escargot
A
melon.
reduction of lemon juice. Hey, my man, let me see the picture of it beforehand. Like, you can describe it however you want. But no, my food was good. It was
Okay.
busting. I was definitely happy. And man, it put me in such a great place that I absolutely
Dope.
love the fact that I'm from the Midwest, because the waitress was like, "Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
How
baby.
Hey, how's it going?" Checking up on me. The service was exceptional. Even granted, you could be in a dive bar, a diner, you could be a 5-star. Guess what? I was getting service like you supposed to get service, and then I was like, "Wow, this is what I missed from being
The
from Chicago."
Midwest.
Yeah, from the Midwest, like this type of service, this type of hospitality. But
And then
yeah,
you went outside and it was get out the way, goofy ass nigga.
man, real quick, because I had to figure out where I was going next, and it was a group of people like, so you're just gonna stand in the middle of the sidewalk? I was like, hey, my
This
bad. I
goofy.
generally, right?
This
I generally
tourist.
don't do that. I generally don't do that at all. But yeah, and I was like, I'm back. I'm back in Chicago. I'm back. I'm back,
You
baby.
gotta get your stride back. It's like, all right, I'm back.
Right. I'm back. All right. I got it now. But
You know why I asked
yeah.
you what kind of smoke on the L? Because someone lit up crack smoke when I was on there. That's why I asked. I was
What?
like, was this weed smoke? Was this crack smoke? Was
Hey,
this
yo.
cig smoke? So I was like, you kind of got to ask those fact-finding questions. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like, oh,
real.
yeah, the L. So you had a good meal.
Yeah, had a good
Rode the
meal.
L. Okay.
wrote the L, got to my mom's, and then I was like, I remember these. I remember these times, my humble beginnings, if you will. But yeah,
Peasants.
right. Stop playing. But no, it was good. It was good. I got to hang out with the niece and nephews. I got to hang out with family,
Okay.
talk mess with my cousins, and like, just touch back. Did a real cool reset. Got my partying on with some old friends, high school and
Dope. That's
college
dope.
buddies, and didn't get a chance to
How
hang
many
out with
times they call you
everybody.
Hollywood? How many times
Nobody calls me
Hollywood,
hot.
nigga?
Nobody calls me Hollywood because they still think of me as just Brandy Bird. And
Okay.
what I'm saying? I don't get that no. I don't get that as often as people might think because my family they don't care unless you are on something major.
True Chicagoans. So
Yeah,
when you gonna be on ABC?
I can't wait to see one of my aunts. I can't wait to see you on. I was like, hey, but I
Tyler
still
Perry.
right. I kind of still do some big stuff, but okay,
It's
whatever.
like I'm only in like commercials and I'm
Yeah,
only
it's
in
all right.
this airport on,
Yeah, it's okay.
it's
It's
like,
all
come
right.
on.
But no, outside of that, it was Gucci. What about yourself? How was
Wait, wait,
your
wait, 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 wait,
holiday?
wait, wait, wait.
What up?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You have to,
What?
you didn't talk about
What?
how you watched your team lose on Thanksgiving. You didn't talk about that, Boogie. You didn't talk about that.
Wow.
You didn't talk about how all of
Whoa.
you
I didn't realize you was
Chicagoans,
gonna bring that up. Wow.
you didn't talk about that. It should be like Boogie on Sports. You didn't talk about how
Hey,
all of the Chicagoans were just like
I'm not
chowing down.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was
Sad.
tough because my family, especially my brothers, they are diehard Chicago team fans. Yeah, this was a rough game to watch.
It
But
was.
okay.
I'm saying it was rough for us too. It was rough for us.
All right, but I will say the silver lining is
I was
the
gonna say,
following. Yeah, I don't know if it was the following day or like literally after the game, but
yeah.
we all got noticed that they were like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that pink slip, my guy. It's time to go.
I'm gonna say this. It wasn't the next day. I'm with you, Boogie. It was, you know how like when you in your office, like they just tap you on the shoulder. He didn't go back to the locker room. They was like, "Yo, my
Yeah.
guy."
Yeah.
They was
They
just
was like,
like,
whoa, 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 where you going? Where you going? Where you going? I'm gonna need you to go this way. We got
they
a
probably
conversation.
waited for him to get on the private jet, and it was like everybody getting on the private jet. And it was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Your flight is right over there.
Go ahead, take that commercial.
And you
Yeah.
know what? It was stressful. It was stressful for us as
It
Lions
was.
fans
Okay.
because one, I was like, I knew it was a trap game because I'm like, it's the Bears. We don't historically blow y'all out. That's just
Yeah.
not ever gonna happen.
Sure.
But we should have blown y'all out based on our team this year. And y'all, I was like, what the hell is going on? Then y'all niggas is coming back, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what are we doing over here? And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Y'all should have won that game. I'm not gonna lie. As a diehard Lions fan, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah. It was
y'all should
hard
have
to
won.
watch. It
So
was hard.
I do feel bad. I do
It
feel
was
bad.
hard. It was
But
hard.
also, you're welcome. Because if it wasn't for us, y'all would still have that whack ass coach. So,
If you
I'm
think about
glad
it that way.
we did y'all solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. I was just trying to blow past that.
We
But
gotta let you do Boogie on Sports, man. We can't let you
uh,
get past that.
all right. Well, it was kind of funny watching everybody really just yell at the TV all at the same time, watching these moments happen. But it just goes to show how it must be a skill to like not show any emotions as a coach, because when he was his little, but what was it, press conference, and
Rest,
the
yep.
little, and then the news reporter asking, or whatever, the correspondent asking some questions like right after the game. Yeah, he had no emotion whatsoever, and it was just like, oh, I think he knows. I
Yeah, it's
think he
just kind of
knows.
like how do you really show emotion when you know you're about to get fired?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
or when everybody in that locker room wants to whoop your ass, and they have wanted to
Yeah.
whoop your ass since probably week 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like the timeline though
Yeah.
was going from what the hell is going on from Bears fans to elation
Yeah.
to we're gonna win this game
Yeah.
to just pure meltdown.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I enjoyed it.
I also knew it was his time to go, just solely based off of how coiffed his hair was.
Yeah.
Because I, granted,
Coiffed.
it
Love
was,
that word.
granted, it was cold, but your man's hair like had the best curvature with the gel and pretty much the tears of the Chicago fans, where he knew he wanted to look his best as he walked out of there.
If he had won, he'd still be there. But
Yeah.
it's just like it is what it is. But y'all do have a brother as the head coach, and
in the interim,
in the interim, I'm
Yeah.
hoping he does well, but
Yeah,
not
they not-
well enough to
yeah.
where they hire him as the head
they're
coach.
not gonna hire him.
It's like, bro, you don't want that job. You just
I
wanted
think-
to get this paycheck,
yeah.
but you don't
Yeah.
want that job full term.
I think they're done with as much as I don't know if you follow the Chicago pages, but they always love to say all these coaches compared to Lovie Smith. You see Lovie, yeah. I know Chicago. If y'all don't know Chicago, ain't no way they bring it back a black coach.
Never again.
That is not happening. Yeah, we got a black GM.
I was gonna say you got a black GM. So
we got a black GM. He's right at the cutoff.
The cusp.
Yeah, because they're not doing that.
That desk behind you. Yeah. That's
about where.
That's where he falls.
Yeah, that's about where that's where they go because
it's safe. If he looked like Lovey,
that's a
wouldn't
no-go.
be in the front office.
Yeah, that's a no-go. But shout out to you for definitely having to bring that up. But I appreciate that. Anyway.
Wouldn't be right if I didn't do it. Wouldn't be right if I did.
I was gonna breeze past that, but I guess not. So
not at all.
It's quite all right. But I said, let's talk about you for a second. How are things in the Nate's world?
In the Nate's world, it was cool, man. Much like you, hung out with the fam over the holiday. I got some much needed rest. Like I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like I was at like the worst level of exhaustion.
Oh man!
And I think when you're just like, oh, I'm just tired at like every level of life. So I was like, I just needed that couple of days off, and I was like, woo, I'm recharged. I'm great. It was cool to see the fam. That was always cool. Had some good plates, had some bad plates. Talk about that in a second. It was just cool to be around everyone. Saw the Lions win. I was mad the Cowboys won, but we knew that was gonna happen. A lot of good games that were on. Kind of had to leave early. We had to cut it short just because of the weather. Like, man, we just got dumped on with some of the worst parts of snow and ice. It was just like it was like Mario Kart, like the ice levels in Detroit. Like they closed down one of the highways. That's how bad it was. I think this was like over 150. So I was like, I ain't playing around. I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and head back to the crib. As I was heading back to the crib, that's when it started to be like a big blizzard. So I was like, this was a smart decision to leave early. But other than that, it was cool. Got some quality hugs from the parents. It's always good when you get to go home. Just hug your peoples. Just needed that. Got some good laughs and told some good jokes. So it was a success. I will say that it was a successful holiday. No arguments. No one got any fights or anything because a lot of holidays. Somebody always wants to get into some fisticuffs or some
Yeah.
verbal jabs. None of that. So I was like, this is peace. Until it wasn't. Until it wasn't, Boogie. Until it wasn't, which leads me into the grinding of my gears.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears is I got two.
Okay.
But we're gonna start with this one.
You're always grinding.
Yeah, some things bother me, but this one, I think this one will not just bothers me. This one will bother everyone.
Oh, okay. Talk about it.
I feel like if you're gonna go out and party the night before Thanksgiving, which is arguably the biggest bar night of the year, and you are tasked to cook the next day, you need to make sure the items that you're gonna cook have already been pre-done. You cooked them before you went to the bar. Because let's be real here, especially for some people, as the age starts creeping up, it's harder and harder for you to get up in the morning, especially when you've been hung over. When you're out having fun with the wretched in the bars in Detroit. It's just like you're cooking when you're hung over, and sometimes the food just don't be hitting like it has hit in the past. Because in the past people have, we going out, we done been hung over, and I still whipped up the best of everything. That's cool. You not at them same ages that you was at then. Thanksgiving is one of those meals where some people, especially if you're doing traditional, like you don't eat the traditional stuff all the time. So it's like the one, maybe 2 times out the year you do get to eat those, it needs to be executed flawlessly.
Fair.
No mess ups here. And if you can't execute this because you're hungover, maybe you just need to hang up the apron. Maybe delegate those tasks to someone else. Or like I said, just cook your items the day before. Didn't heat them up on Thanksgiving because you hung over. Also, as a part of that, because this still the same grinding. We got people that wanted to try to make things that they ain't never ever made before. And it's like, hey, I love you, but you ain't never made this before. So Thanksgiving should not be the day that you try this, especially when you have been hung over. Come on, you should have been practicing. If you were like, hey, I want to try the mac and cheese or the dressing, you should have been doing some test runs well before we got to the big day. You don't get to the Super Bowl without practicing. You practice up until that point. You go out there and win the big game, and now you're here.
Yeah.
So there were some misses, not leftovers taken home because.
Thanks. Sorry to hear that.
And the other grinding that I have, this one, you might be well aware of this one. What the hell are turkey chops? Okay. What the hell are turkey chops? I had to ask a lot of people because you was like, are you familiar with the Chicago pages? I've seen a lot of Chicago pages, and it was like, we having turkey chops. We having turkey tips. And I'm like, what the hell are these? I have lived 37 years on this planet, and I have never heard of turkey chops or turkey tips or any of these. So I asked one of the homies who is a South Sider / West Sider. They claim both sides. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. But
that's okay.
Yeah, I was like, you can do that.
All right.
So
that's a brave soul right there.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I spent a lot of time on both sides. And I was like, but you still gotta pick one. My granny's the West Sider, my grandfather's the South. Pick one, nigga. Pick one.
Okay.
But she was saying in certain parts of Chicago, they do turkey tips, they do turkey chops. And I was like, but what is it? Because I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. I'm like, is there a bone? She's like, yeah, there's a bone. So they cut the chops, and I'm like, what? It's a breast, apparently. So they cut it, and I'm just like, you niggas are doing the most with these animals now. Cut it out. And I was like, is it the same price? She's like, oh no, it costs more. So you mean tell me y'all are paying more for turkey chops because you don't want to eat pork chops or anything else, or turkey tip? I was like, what's a turkey tip? She was like, that's basically the breast again, just cut up in the way of like rib tips, and I was like, I'm tired of you niggas. I am tired of you niggas. It's like that's like the equivalent of niggas being like, what is it? These are the buffalo cauliflower or whatever. Like,
oh yeah.
I was like, nigga, don't call it buffalo wings. This is cauliflower. Like turkey tips, turkey. I'm like, cut it out, niggas. Y'all doing the most.
Haven't the animals suffered enough? Like again, I've dabbled back into the meat department when it comes to consuming.
I thought you were gonna say turkey tips.
Nah. But I did have turkey. I had, I've been eating a little chicken, a little beef and stuff like that now. But y'all, I get it. We are a creative bunch, but some things gotta just stay the way that they are. And I don't know how much more creative we can get with certain things, but I feel for these animals sometimes, because at some point, when are they gonna step up and riot? You know what I'm saying? As a collective, not just us as a people, just a collective. Do y'all understand? We have consumed more animals than they are animals in the entire world. We gotta make this change now. People. If you don't know this, especially America, we are, the largest of the continents, of the spheres, of the areas, and you know why? Because we are creatively killing ourselves. That's why. So hey, I appreciate seeing all these innovative new ways and styles, but at what point do we say, hey, my guy, put it down?
Cut it out. My dog Desi said that the other day. He's like, at some point in time, he's like, there ain't no other animals. It's the same shit. Fish, chicken, turkey, steak. It's the same animals. It's like y'all now are just doing the most.
At this point, yeah, you cannot. There are no more ways we can salmon a salmon. Okay, I'm tired of the salmon brigades of the creative. Like I'm tired.
Even the salmon is tired. It's like the salmon is swimming up the stream like, nigga, did you know they are braiding us now? They are braiding us. They are putting us in Alfredo. They are slapping us. They
stuffing us in crab meat. I'm over it. Yeah.
Swimming upstream ain't worth all this. It's just like, damn, like, can we just get back to just salmon croquettes or salmon patties, whatever you call them? Maybe a little smoked salmon, a little baked. That's just it. Y'all are doing the most.
Yeah,
and oxtails too. It's like, god damn, cut it out.
Yeah.
Oh man, keeping this thing rolling. Folks have been doing some good things. We got some shout outs to do in the community.
I'm tipping my hat.
Who are you tipping to this week, buddy?
My tipping is going to Black Girl Magic herself, actress Kerry Washington, producer, whatnot. She finally received her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. If you guys don't know, there are a board of people that, decide every year which, celebrity or actress or whatever have you person should be, up for getting a star, and they have to pay for this damn star themselves. And so Kerry Washington, which I'm sure she probably was up for nomination for a while, but she has decided to now it's time to pay for her star to be on the floor. And shout out to her. Just overall, she's had a crazy long-term career overall, and she's done some really dope stuff just overall. And it's about time, that she's getting if she haven't already, getting all the recognition that she definitely just well deserves. So
it's funny you say that because that was one of the things I was going to ask when we were setting up, because I was like, She should have had one by now. But is it one of those things where you just like you're counting that cost? Like, all right,
because they have to keep up with the.
Isn't like what 15? I think it's 15K. 10.
I mean, it's a roundabout, but you also forget she's that's why I really like Carrie, because she's like, I got kids. You gotta keep up with the upkeep.
A bill.
That is a bill itself. And now she was like, all right, I'm at this point where it makes sense. I get it. Like,
I gotta have it. Like, I gotta have X amount stacked up.
Right.
You know? Plus, I wonder if this is one of those things where they write this off. Is a tax write off? Is this my foundation covers this? Like, how I'm really wondering. But also, if I'm paying this kind of money yearly, whatever that rate is, I'm going to see my star on a regular.
Oh yeah, I'm checking in.
I'm out there buffing it my goddamn self. Hey, my nigga, walk around this. You step on other ones, but don't step on this one.
Yeah, that's why I always appreciate Muhammad Ali when he said, "Hey, if y'all gonna give me a star, my only request is y'all better not put that on the floor. I want nobody walking on my star." So respect, but also about time. Congratulations.
Kudos again to Miss Carrie Washington.
And who do you have for your tipping, my guy?
Don't sound so sad about it, Bookie. You already know. We kind of touched on it earlier a little bit. I mean, the Lions took down the Bears on Thanksgiving, but they also ran it back with another divisional opponent, taking down the Green Bay Packers on Thursday. You know, we out here, Boogie. We are out here. 12-1, first time in Lions history.
In Lions history. Yeah.
Like, you act like y'all have been here before. We haven't, nigga. We haven't. Yeah. So we're going to act crazy. Act like you've won something. We haven't.
Yeah.
So chill out. So let us go crazy. Just know we're going to be hella obnoxious because this is new for us. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, Michigan took down the bum-ass Ohio State University.
Man, you are just
I got to, because Boogie, they had no chance, not even a prayer's chance in the world of winning that game. They were 23-point underdog. This should be Boogie Does Sports. They were a 23-point underdog, and they managed to win this game. They only had 69 passing yards. That tells you how terrible of a quarterback and a team this is. And they somehow managed to beat a team that had a $20 million roster. Like, what are we saying here? I gotta get some air horns. I gotta drop some bombs. You know, God himself was like, you know what? I love the Lions. 2 wins in a row there for you guys. Clinched the playoff spot. And you know what? I love Michigan football too. He was like, there we go. So, tip my hat to them, but also I have to tip my hat to those salt truck drivers, honorable mention out here, who didn't do a goddamn thing. I'm tipping my hat to y'all for sitting on y'all's asses. If there's ever a gold star for a group of people who did absolutely nothing but put people's lives in danger, it is to every truck driver, salt truck driver in the entire state of Michigan. I know y'all were sitting at home like, oh, another accident, another one, and another one, and another one. Because for the life of me, it was just like, do all y'all got PTO? Did none of y'all check the weather? Because we were fighting for our lives out here.
Oh my God.
So tip my hat to all the salt truck drivers who did absolutely nothing over the first 2 snowstorms.
I mean, you also have to remember, it's expected for Michigan to get hit with snow. We just didn't know when exactly it was going to happen. And I think that's partly why the truck drivers, the salt truck drivers, are like, hey, this is not my time to come out, so I'm gonna take it easy and
Look, I
sit
call
at the
cap.
house.
I call Capicola, cappuccino,
Okay.
any other type of cap you want. You know why?
All right.
Because I got several alerts say, "Hey, my guy, there might be some
That's fair. Yeah.
crazy weather coming your way."
Yeah.
So I know the people that
Okay.
run the state got some type of Doppler radar system where y'all can be like, "Let's just deploy the salt trucks."
Yeah.
Even if nothing came, just put the salt on the roads. Like, you know what's going on right now, bro.
That's fair. No, that's fair. You making valid points. Who am I? I'm just,
You're a winter driver, Boogie. You lived in the Midwest your entire life. But
of course.
I will say this though. Y'all salt truck people in Illinois, y'all be on it, man. It's very rare that in Illinois that they're not on it, at least in Chicago.
Yeah.
Like them roads, you know why the taxes are so high? You know why? Because them salt truck drivers, they be out there in Chicago.
And and once they hit the main roads and they get to them side streets, if your car is not out of that parking spot, guess what? It's gonna be there for the entire winter.
Not until they come back the other way to unplow you out.
Listen, hey, that's one thing I will say. Them signs that they say, hey, if it gets to 3 inches, I just want to let you know we coming for you, my guy.
Yo, you want to know, like, because you lived in Chicago, but for a person who moves to Chicago, that first winter, you want to talk about confusion?
Yeah.
It's like, 6 inches. I got to be behind this sign? Oh, it's that. I got to park on that side of the street. It's just like, just buy the permit so you can leave your car here.
My gosh, because you talking about some money that they have accumulated. Okay, they will tow you.
Man.
They will close your eyes and be like a whole block. Well, I guess it's time.
Whole block be booted.
Man.
It ain't nothing like getting booted in Chicago because, my God, it is the most frustrating because there's like 200 lots and you have to figure out which lot your car is at, and they're not going to be the nicest and be like, yeah, you at lot B.
Yeah.
It is literally like
it's not their problem. You talking about a hell of a puzzle right there. A game system. Now that's a game right there.
I learned that lesson. Pay your tickets.
Yeah.
Let's keeping this show rolling here. It's time to get to news you can or can't use. Quick update here in the Rest in Power. We are remembering Peter Westbrook. Peter Westbrook is one of the trailblazers in the world of fencing. He was the first Black fencer to win an Olympic medal. Beyond this historic achievement, he dedicated his life to coaching and mentoring the underserved youth in New York City, shaping future champions both and off the fencing mat. I don't know how to pronounce it. Peist. So I'm just going to say the fencing mat. His legacy of perseverance, mentorship, and excellence will continue to inspire generations to come. Again, rest in power, Mr. Peter Westbrook. All right. First up in news you can or can't use. There's a viral video going on of Dave Blunt sitting on a couch and performing on an oxygen tank. A little bit of context for you. He's been performing sitting on couches for quite some time. This is not anything new. Snoop Dogg happened to see one of those videos. He commented on it, and Dave had some comments about what Snoop said.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Exactly. Get the fuck off my dick, Snoop Dogg.
Man. All right.
So, like, when I heard that, I thought that was
no one wants to hear
saying
rapping. I'm gonna just say that. Just remove it.
When he said, "Hey, Chicago, do y'all got a problem with me sitting on this couch?" And you can kind of hear someone say, "Yeah." I thought that was someone in the crowd being yeah, look what we do. That was the song. I'm gonna let you go first, Bug. This is your city. How do you feel about Dave sitting on the couch, and how do you feel about what Uncle Snoop said about Dave?
Guys, do we not see the state of where Dave Blunt is right now? We forget the whole idea of having compassion with folks. This man is trying to get in and establish himself as a performer, as an artist, as a rapper. And he's also just trying to survive. He's also just trying to live as well. He's trying to live. He's trying to live to see another day. And,
Literally.
and guess what? In order for him to do that, he needs to sit on not a chair, because he already knows chairs ain't gonna hold him up. But he needs an entire couch to be on the stage with him, accompanied by an oxygen. Yeah, a love seat, because that is definitely a 2 to 3 seater, accompanied by an oxygen mask. I don't have a problem with him doing that at all. Is the music fire? Okay, that's all I'm focused on. Is the music fire? Okay, at this point, let him get, because what I think what's happening is he's trying to gain enough momentum, enough money, enough coins in order for him to get into that area where he can afford to do better for himself. That's all I'm thinking, and that's all I'm hoping for. Now, for Snoop Dogg to come out and be like, "No, that ain't how you supposed to be performing. That ain't thug. You know what I'm saying? That ain't real."
Let me let me get the exact.
Sure.
Get
the verbiage in.
Let's get the exact verbiage here as to
for sure.
What he said here. I think it was like something like put the tater chips down, but you know, let's Google it. Let's see.
What makes you think he haven't got putting the tater chips down? The taters, okay? He's trying to live his life and still be able to function. He is not at the point where you are, Snoop Dogg. You are lucky enough to eat whatever you can eat and not gain a pound. Not everyone has that same metabolism, my guy.
Literally. Let me see here. It says Snoop says, "Well, put down the chicken wings and the tater chips, nephew." He also said that chair gonna break soon. This was because he was sitting on a chair in another video. To your point, where you were like, "Yeah, he's on a couch." So, yeah. This is one of those things where, okay, bro, this younger generation, they don't necessarily know how to take things from the older generation. I'm not even looking at this as like Snoop is trying to roast you. This is just old folks being like, "Hey, bro, get your shit together," because we can clearly see that obviously you're overweight. Good.
Right.
And this is coming from, because people don't fashion. Look, bro, I have been overweight majority of my life. So I think I come from a place of love when I say this. Like, dog, it's a daily walk, but you got to start walking. You got to start doing something, bro, because you're sitting on stage with an oxygen tank. Usually when we see people on oxygen tanks and stuff, might be like athletes. Okay, you was running 100 miles an hour. You need this oxygen.
Right.
You just sitting here, bro, and you're singing along to a track. Shouldn't really be that much out of breath. Not like you out here belting out like a Whitney or Luther. People who you're not even out here moving around like a group like an Outkast or anything like that. Snoop wasn't even saying nothing from the sake of just from a performance standpoint. He just like, bro, this is a health standpoint. Sure. I don't give a damn if you go out. You could be like Adele and stand in one spot. Adele is healthy. You have to be on stage and have an oxygen tank just to continue your set. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, and I know they have an insurance policy on you because, I mean, is it music that I like? Hell no, it's garbage. But the youngins like that music. So what are they gonna do? They probably have an insanely large insurance policy out on, bro. Because let's be real, like, not trying to put any negativity on you, bro. But if there was a doctor that were to, I don't know, let's say check how much time you got left, they probably would be like, yeah, my boy, like you're on borrowed time when you're this big. So maybe you're right, Boogie. Maybe he's just trying to, sell some records, get this money, so then maybe he can get on one of them surgeries. Maybe he can get on one of those shots. This is not saying like, oh, he's cheating, but sometimes you do need that help. So get as much bread as you can get.
Cheat.
So you can cheat, because like, bruh. And then to be like, get off my dick, Snoop Dogg. Bro, you can't see your dick.
I'm glad that you brought up Adele. I am glad that you brought up Adele, because Adele for a while was at a size where people were like, hey.
Was that white people mostly? Or because, black people is like, she thick. Like, or was it still an unhealthy level of thickness?
I don't know what's unhealthy, because you also have to remember, just because you are at a smaller size, that doesn't necessarily mean you are healthy. So she took it upon herself to want to lose the weight. She could have been a healthy person, or a Lizzo could have been a healthy person. It's up to you and your doctors to determine whether or not you should go that route. Now, just from the visuals alone, having that oxygen mask on the stage, those are symptoms of maybe you need to figure out some other alternatives with your lifestyle. And I think I'm going positive right now. I'm staying optimistic. I think that's why he's upset, because he probably just don't want to share with folks, like, nigga, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my coins up so I can get said help, and y'all can see me in a different light, but right now I got to do this right now. I got money, I got people to feed, mouths to feed out this.
I just, hey, hopefully, okay, if he gonna sit, man, he gotta have like a rotating stage so everybody can, because you ain't moving around like everybody else.
That's fair.
Rotate him so everybody gets a full glimpse.
That's fair. That big back.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, bro. I just look at people like Big Pun, like we've seen how this has ended for some of these people. So it's like, bro, and I'm not saying he's not. I don't want to be like, oh, he's not trying stuff. I don't want to be that person. Maybe he is. But it's just like, hey, man, Snoop just coming from a place of care. He just like, hey, bro, this ain't it.
That's real. Because I've never seen what's the oldest big person that you've seen? I've never seen a middle, I would say a senior citizen who's big.
Yeah, I want to say the 50s is kind of where they kind of get usually.
Yeah.
But also, because there's some big people, I'm thinking like John Goodman, but he's tall. So there's people.
Yeah, those are exceptions. You got to remember that.
People like that. So it's he also plays sports too. So yeah, this guy here.
Wait, John Goodman don't look like John Goodman no more.
That's all. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight too. So yeah, you're right. A lot of them, they are losing weight. Someone is okay, because we know how the industry works. I feel like if they really take this seriously and he's really that cash cow, it's going one or two things are going to happen. They're going to be like, we're going to have to really get you serious about this.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to keep pumping him full of shit until he pops and cash in the insurance money. Those are going to be the two things that happen here.
Good luck, my man. I was about to say good luck.
Yeah. There was a lot of people in the comments that was roasting, so I was trying not to go in too hard on bro, because it's just like, yeah, man, like the oxygen. I just got so many questions. Like, do you walk out with the tank? Do you come up from the floor and you just sitting there so you don't got to do a lot of moving? It's just like,
lots.
Also, I'm not going to a Juice WRLD and Friends concert to find out those questions. So
there you go.
But that Juice WRLD album was very solid. I will say that one. Very good album. Topic number 2. This one is literally out of a Hollywood movie. Like when I saw what happened, I was like, wait, what? Broad daylight, a silencer. Sure most of you have known Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, was gunned down in Manhattan on his way to it was like an investors meeting or some type of convention that he was set to speak at. A couple of recent things have came out. One of those being the words "deny, defund, and depose" were found on the casings. As of this morning, they said that the backpack that was found had a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. We know Buddy took a bus from Atlanta, or a flight from Atlanta. It was a bus, one of them. It was a bus from Atlanta. Got away on a electric bike. So Buddy's a professional. What says you about, and he's still on the loose. A couple more details. Still on the loose. $10,000 reward is out for Buddy. So what says you about this developing story here?
Well, first thing, I think it's a disgrace for a 10,000 reward. I did hear that they, I don't know if they've increased it already to 50, but I've been hearing some rumblings that they are increasing the reward out there. If you heard anything, it's sad. It is a sad day for anyone to lose their life. Let me just start off with that. Senseless act to lose their life. But at the same time, I find it I find it awfully fishy that the CEO of an insurance company, who's been, if I'm mistaken, please correct me, folks, who's in investigation. He's been investigated for some, I would say, some side dealings, if you will, with inside trading, as well as some other things that, kind of is given off as, which I will say, a lot of CEOs aren't, with these large monopolizing companies, aren't really good. Not to say they need to lose their life. I get it. I'm not making an excuse at all. But when you do people bogusly, because I don't know if you heard, Blue Cross Blue Shield just reversed.
Yeah, I heard.
Reversed their decision to only, or I should say, selectively reduce their anesthesia for surgeries in different states, Connecticut, New York, and one more other. But now but they reversed it. But these companies do not care about the masses, about the people that they're serving for. This is a capitalistic society that their focus is literally how much more money can we get from them.
What did this is an insurance company, and how do insurance companies get money? Bodies. What did Franklin say? Bodies, 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 bodies.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
My bad. I don't know if you
No, that was it.
I agree with you. I think obviously it's sad when life is lost, but there is that side of it where I can see why people don't really give a fuck, solely because the amount of lives that were lost, that you've denied claims. People's loved ones died when you could have approved that prior authorization. You could have got them on this medicine. And it just came out that they're in a lawsuit because it says they were having AI deny claims.
Claims.
They had the most denied claims out of all the insurance companies. And I only know this because I have worked for an insurance company that they actually have, or are supposed to have, real clinicians reviewing those charts to be like, no, different medicine, this here. So the fact that y'all having a machine, an algorithm go, no, you can't have these cancer meds. No, you can't have Tylenol 3. No, you can't have Percocet. The fact you have people doing that, or a machine doing that, that's insane. So pardon me for not being over here shedding many tears for a CEO of a company that is notoriously known to just be like, nope, 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 nope. Nope. Or you got to jump through 18 million hoops before they actually give you the treatment that you need. And by that time, you're dead. So it's like, pardon me, and people, oh, but he has a family. He does. But that man was a billionaire. So they're going to be okay. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, you're empathetic to, again, life was lost. And you're also at shock to how it happened.
Of course.
But you're not going to sit up here and be like, well, another CEO is dead here. And I think the fact that we saw CVS took the photos down for their executives. A lot of these other insurance companies were taking down the photos. I forget what the company was, but they said if you go to like these are our CEOs, the website goes to a 404 error. So it's like, this is a weird chain of events. All y'all are like, we've been fucking up. And now one of our own has been taken out in some weird form of eat the rich. Now y'all motherfuckers are scared. And I watched the video. It was crazy. I didn't watch it just to be like, oh, I want to see the motherfucker get shot. You watch it the first time and you're just like, buddy was so calm. Like, he was so calm when he shot, bro. Like, the gun jammed. And if anyone who's ever shot a gun, you've been to a gun range or whatever, or just when they jam, it's pretty hard to get them to, you have to really know what you're doing to be an expert. Buddy just clearing it like you see on TV, like nothing. Buddy's not worried about anything going on around him. He's just like, I got a job to do. Clear, boop, boop. Now I'm gone. Like, this is insane. And you see the people around him too. It was like a lady that was beside homeboy. It's just like, yo, that is just weird. And Buddy's like a ghost. He's just nowhere near to be found. I think it's funny as well. They're like, hey, 10,000 reward or 50,000, what you're saying. Who in their right mind going to turn him in? If I know what you did to him, what are you going to do to me as a regular person? Like, just a regular dude. I'm a comic. Like, I'm not turning you in for nothing. If anything, let me help you find the addresses to some other CEOs. Like, I ain't saying I'm, part of the crowd. I'm just like, here you go.
Hey, man, that is a professional at heart. When I didn't see the video, don't want to see it, but I've seen enough clips and pictures.
I'm from Chirac.
Yeah, all right. All right, relax, my guy. I'm just saying, we've seen enough representation of these incidents happening to know when you can see a professional at hand. Mm-hmm. This man, we have clips of him smiling at the bank, cheesing away. You only can see partial of his face because he knows darn well what he's doing. They even did I don't know if you know this, but they even did a lookalike contest out in New York where people were wearing the same getup as your man's, and I guess news outlets was out there was like, aren't you afraid of being, considered as a witness, as the corporate, as the victim? They're like, nah, because we didn't do it. That's why.
So Boogie, I'm with you. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it'll be pretty funny if your man's was like, hey, I'm gonna just show up to the lookalike contest as well.
He probably was there.
Yeah.
He probably was there just cracking up. But you know what? Honestly, what I think is gonna happen, because Mayor Adams, we're really close to narrowing down on a suspect. Bro, no, you're not. And what's gonna happen? They're going to get just some random person, and they're gonna put this on this person. That's what's gonna happen. I'm afraid that's what's gonna. It's gonna be an innocent, because he's a light skinned individual. Come on, y'all. He's white. This is a white dude.
I hate.
They're going to blame this on some random white dude. And his family's probably going to get a mysterious deposit. But you're gonna be in jail for a long time, and I feel bad for that dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, down, my guy.
Meanwhile, John Wick is on an island somewhere with babies around him, looking at his account like, Yes, the zeros.
Yeah, it was hilarious to me where I'm looking at updates and they're like, now we've determined that the shooter is no longer in New York City. Yeah. what do you expect as a professional sniper? Because my God, the way he did it, this was definitely, like you said earlier, some moves out of a movie. The fact that this man was just gingerly and just easily did everything, knowing, especially from New York. When you have a gun in New York, that's one thing you know for certain.
Man,
if somebody see you, yeah, you going down, my guy. 2 years easy.
Caught.
Yeah. It's him right there, guys. It's him. It's
him. The escape rate that buddy had a silencer.
Yeah.
Regular criminals don't use silence. This is top level. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But he got one of them secret cabinets in his closet that slides to 11. It's like 15,000 guns there.
Yeah.
But he's got like 18 different passports. Like, this is what it is. Like, man, it's just also imagine when they were like, he got away on a bike. Imagine the bike carriers at the NYPD was just snatching up that day. It's like, I'm just delivering sandwiches. Boom. It was like, you shot this CEO. These are court documents. Boom. You shot this CEO. Just imagine.
I think it's pretty hysterical that big corporations are, now being, warned and on, being very careful, but also, y'all should maybe pay attention to the things that you guys are doing. I don't know if you saw Chipotle just posted that they will be increasing their prices by 10%, and everybody, what I've seen, now. They like, hey, who the CEO? Who the CEO?
Right now, when John Wick show up outside of Chipotle headquarters. Honestly, though, if anything, Chipotle should be lowering prices. Y'all have way too many E. coli outbreaks to be raising y'all prices. Like, if anything, y'all should be giving away this shit to us. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's one of those things where you think about, like, how much money is enough? Y'all got billions upon billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm not saying obviously the killing is not right.
Yeah, we're not. Right. Yeah.
But look here, people are struggling.
Yeah.
And for the life of me, if you let my granny die, I can't say I'd be upset with homeboy for putting a couple in you because you could have put this claim through.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Even if people got to pay out their ass for the medications, they would still do that if letting them know that I'm at least alive. But y'all are out here just denying the claim. You're not even giving them a fighting chance. So it's like, bro. And honestly, though, he shot him in the leg and the back. He wasn't going for the dome. This was one of those things where it was just like, I think it could have been way worse on the damage spree there.
Yeah. The CEO actually passed at the hospital because they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't. I don't know. They couldn't find his insurance card or something. I don't.
Denied county.
No. No. He passed. Through complications and whatnot, from what I read or whatnot. But hey, man, that just goes to show people are sick and tired. Okay. And they are doing it themselves. Retaliation.
This is when I first saw this, because I just finished Gangs of London, and in Gangs of London they have it to where like, oh, the investors don't want you here anymore, and they was taking out CEOs. So I was like, yo, this literally looks like some shit right out of a TV show. This is just like, but yeah,
I also conspiracy theorist right now. I also feel like,
give it to me. What's the theory?
I also feel like this might be an inside job from United. You know what I'm saying? United themselves.
I can wholeheartedly see that.
I feel like maybe he was like, hey guys, maybe we should, be nicer, and maybe we should. And they did a little secret meeting. Was like, hey man, he got to go.
This is the third meeting. He said we should be nicer. Oh, all right, one more.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a lot of possibilities. To me, I feel like we'll never figure it out or find out, just because that's just how this world goes. Hopefully we can find an answer. I honestly, is this wrong of me to say, my guy, John Wick, I hope you have the best escape route, because I think we're all rooting for you. So
yeah, I think everyone except for the CEOs.
Yeah,
I think everyone. I'm just trying to figure out, as big as New York, I'm just like, bro, he obviously you had to have help, because there's no way you're getting away on a bike.
Easily.
Like, how did you get out the city, bro? Manhattan alone, bro?
Yeah, that's
going
crazy.
2 blocks in a taxi will take you damn near 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So how did you get out of here?
Yeah, I know one thing for certain. Give it about 2.5 days. We're definitely getting a Hulu / Hallmark / Tubi / whatever movie stream, TV stream. We definitely about to get a movie off.
They're already on it. It is an arms race to see who can get this produced the fastest.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry, for all we know, is he working on something. God damn it.
Yeah, that's a happening. I know that for certain. So,
do you think the CFO of United Healthcare is taking the CEO position? Do you think it's just like, hey, you know what? Let's kind of hold off. I don't need to step into this position right now. How does that work? Seeing that your coworker just got
that's a great
cat
question.
peeled.
That's a great question. I know one thing: all these CEOs are working from home. No,
man, everybody's remote. All y'all, nobody has to come. I can't trust none of y'all. It could be the janitor for all I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird information that's coming out, because I also heard that his security for some reason wasn't with him, and listen,
he got that call. Don't come to work today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of weird happenings that's happening.
Are you one of those people that believes when you get too high, you just kind of have to stop listening? You got to start turning it off to kind of play the game so you don't die? Or how do you feel when it comes to, because it's even in entertainment. They talk about when you get to certain levels, it's just like, hey man,
they find a way.
Find
a way to bring you down.
Dangerous people, and so how do you feel about those?
I also feel like you can, if you're getting to that peak highest point and you're a jerk, asshole to folks while you're climbing that ladder. Yeah. Guess what? Eventually, those little small people that you so-called acting out with, they're coming for you.
Got a bullet with your name on it, player.
Yeah, they're coming for you. That's why I am who I am. I am a very nice person to folks when it comes to just in general. Like, you don't know what people are going through. So why am I trying to test or trying to act out? I'm not risking that. Not for my life. No way.
You're gonna be like, Nate was the best CEO. He gave it all away.
Yeah,
that would be me. I'd be like, you get a bonus. You ain't gonna kill me.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I ain't doing that.
When
that
I said open door policy, I mean it. So what's going on, Charles?
Yeah.
What? Your cat died. You needed some vacation time? Go right. Take as much time as you need.
That's wild. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think it was the theories that so many people were on TikTok where I was like, you guys are crackpots. They stepped over his body and went right to the meeting.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It was like, who in their right mind would do that? Like, I know the world is cutthroat, but no one in their right mind is going to be like, oh, here goes Charlie. Let me just continue to the 5th floor so we can have this meeting.
That's wild.
Nobody's doing that.
That's wild.
He was late to the meeting. Oh, you know what, Boogie? Conspiracy theory, because you said that his security wasn't with him. The meeting had already started. They were already in there, but he was running late.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, because they said a homeboy was waiting for him. Like he was outside. So many people were walking by. He was just out there waiting because they were already in the meeting. Because people were like, "Why was the meeting still going on?" They heard that someone had died. Didn't know who it was because it's New York. Niggas get shot well, not shot, but people die every day in New York. It could have been a
People
mugging.
die every day. New York, B. That's what happens, B.
So they in there having a meeting. Then when they found out, oh shit, it's Brian. That's when they were like, we gotta call medical. Like, let's not do this. But it makes me wonder. You supposed to be here at 8, bro. You showed up at like 8:45. You get capped. It's weird.
I don't know, but we're tuned in, so
we'll have some updates for you. Let's get to y'all niggas was tripping. Somebody say Brian was tripping. That's why I got capped.
Aye.
Who's tripping for you this week, Boogie?
My y'all niggas is tripping is going out to the people that has a problem with President Biden pardoning his son, Hunter Biden.
People have a problem with that.
People they have an issue for what is happening. You know, President Biden, he said today I signed a pardon for my son Hunter, full and unconditional pardon. You know, he's given clemency, and it cannot be rescinded by this president-elect DT that's coming up. But if you guys don't remember, Hunter Biden, hey man, he done did a lot of stuff. He was, he had a lot of tax and guns offenses. Had a couple of cases that went to the federal. Federal.
Cocaine.
Yeah, your man was a wild boy. I'm not gonna deny that at all. But for y'all to come in arms for a father, let's remember that he's a father of Hunter, and expect him to just let him live out his days and say you got to deal with what you got to do. I don't care if I was the president, the janitor. That is my son. If I have an opportunity to save my son, I'm going to do that. And y'all forget, people.
My son.
Yeah, people. My son works. No, let me stop. No, y'all forget, President Biden. This is his second family, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hunter was part of the first family, but
no, because the first family died in a car accident.
Yeah. Okay. His first family all passed away. And now he's trying to hold on to the sons and children.
Bo passed away.
And Bo passed away too. President Biden, okay. This man is down to his last leg. Okay, we all want him to. He all decided to step down from his presidency because we're questioning whether or not he can even handle all of this. Now now you want him to let his son rot in jail? Yeah, no, that y'all are tripping on that one.
Y'all tripping. What more do you want from me?
Right. Y'all tripping.
I agree with everything that you said 100%. Like, it's the people on here. He lied. Who gives a damn? I don't care. Y'all little badass kids be lying all day in school.
Right.
And the teachers have proof of what y'all little rotten ass kids be doing, and y'all still be taking up for them. Y'all want them to let R. Kelly out of jail. Y'all want them to let out other hardened criminals because of the culture. Shut y'all asses up. Excuse him for pardoning, as Boogie said, one of the last of his only sons. Cut it out. Nobody is letting their family members go to jail.
Yeah,
bro.
that makes no sense at all to me.
Granted, there are some exceptions. Now, if you
Oh,
out here,
wait. Yeah. Let's
you out here
let's
killing
make
people,
this
you out here touching
right.
on, you gotta go. You gotta stay in there.
Right. Let's
But
make this abundantly clear. This man,
he wasn't doing that.
yeah, he's doing some really white collar crimes. If you
Like,
ask me, it's very white collar.
and when you go back and look at it, what
Yeah.
they recommended for the time or whatever, or like what they sentenced him
Yep.
to, that was what any other person would have
Yeah.
gotten.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they decided to reopen this and come back at him again. And it's like, for people who are constantly like, oh man, black people, we're always getting railroaded. Oh my cousin, he ain't have a fair shake. When you can clearly see that they're only coming after him because of who his goddamn daddy is. Y'all want to sit up here and be like, he should do his time. Shut up. Y'all are the most flip-flopping his ass people in the world.
Yeah. He you know,
so he ain't pay your taxes on time.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all niggas don't pay your taxes on time. A lot of y'all niggas be calling them tax lines and be like, I ain't paid in 10 years. Can you help me get my shit down? So some of y'all should be in jail.
Yeah. Y'all forget our president-elect is still trying to figure out whether or not he's gonna pay his taxes or not.
34 felonies. I don't know. Last one, Hunter wasn't charged with any felonies, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he was. I don't know.
He was convicted. Wait, he was convicted by a jury in June of illegally buying and possessing a gun as a drug user.
Okay.
And then he pleaded guilty in September.
Is that a felony?
To 9 tax offenses stemming from a 1.4 milli in taxes that he didn't pay while lavishly spending on escort strippers, cars, and drugs. Listen, this man is living a rock star life. You know what I'm saying?
Let's compare the felony count here. 34 to what? 10?
Exactly.
I'm okay with that. That math.
Biden also, you know, in his statement, he said, I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and it led it to miscarriage of justice. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president will come to this decision. Yeah, that's my son, my guy. He didn't kill nobody. Right. He didn't do nothing vicious outside of toying with the government.
Outside of eating ass on camera, you know, like, okay, look here, Hunter, you can't be doing that, bro. But outside of that, lavish cars, you out here buying toots and strippers. I really don't care, bro.
To me, I feel like, I expected this. If anything, I respect him with the whole mind trickery about thinking that he wasn't going to pardon his son and then end up pardoning his son. That's what I'm talking about. Finish on a high note, and that's what he did.
I hope he goes just pardon some more people. Just get rid of all student loans. Come on, Joe. Work your little magic here. I think this is because when you said you were surprised by this, I'm low-key surprised by it too, because most of the presidential kids have been daughters.
Yeah.
So we don't necessarily really, and not saying that they're not wilding out here.
Yeah.
But you kind of expect it from the dudes. So I've just always wondered, like, yo, my dad's the motherfucking president. You can't tell me shit. I've always wondered what that was like from the dude standpoint. And now we see it. Hunter's out here, he getting Lambos, he getting baddies, he getting the finest coquina. Like, hey, it is what it is, you know. Even in that though, he's not running for any type of office. So I would be more upset if it was like, okay, he's running for office. I was like, all right, bro, you can't be doing this, and you need to, like, that would be more of a sting there. But he's not running for anything. He ain't even trying to be a CEO of a business, bro. Listen, he just living his life off of his dad's name. So do what you do,
let the
Nepo
baby do what he do. So
especially, I like how he used Trump's line of, this is a miscarriage of justice. I love that. I was like, chef's kiss, using your opponent's jargon.
Who do you got for your niggas?
My young niggas tripping is going to, it could be both Percy and Hersey Miller. I'll talk about that in a second. But it's going to Hersey. As him and 2 other students were arrested for allegedly stealing refrigerators off of a campus loading dock. There were 2 other athletes. For those of you that don't know, Hersey is an elite basketball player. He was one of the top kids out of his class, I want to say 2-3 years ago. So many people were like, oh my God, kids will embarrass you. Oh my God. blah blah blah. That is very true. So many people were like, what was they doing? Stealing refrigerators and blah blah blah. And to that, I say some of you probably have never went to college,
Nope.
or when you were in college, you were probably a lame, because this is literally out of the textbook of college pranks. When I was in college, we stole furniture. We stole it from the common areas. It's like, how did y'all get this? I don't know how this couch got into this area, but somehow it did. I don't know how these industrial rolls of toilet paper got in here, but somehow they did. I don't know how this bread from the cafeteria got here, but somehow it did. I don't know how these panty raids started. I don't know who pulled the fire alarms. All I can just say is that is just good-natured college hijinks. That's all this is. Granted, should we have been arrested for some of those things? Yes. I'm on record. My first RA was like, hey, bro, if it wasn't for the fact that we like you, you would have been gone. We would have called your folks.
Yeah.
My second year, my roommate, his cousin was the chancellor of the university. So we was getting away with shit. When the chancellor is like, that's my cousin, do what you do. This is just college shit.
Yeah.
I did see that prosecutors were dropping the charges.
Yeah, I did see that.
So, again, they probably were like, they're on the basketball team. Ugh, what's the worst? And in the grand scheme of things in college athletics, stealing refrigerators, because we had a dude from University of Alabama, he shot somebody. We done had guys go out here and do far worse. Stealing a refrigerator. Why is this even news?
Yeah.
Well, you just did this to try to embarrass Hersey and Percy. But the y'all niggas is tripping should really go to Percy, because it's like, bro, have Hersey. What are you doing here? I'm just trying to figure out. He's got Percy Jr. That's Romeo. And I think there's another one that's got another name, but then we got Hersey. At some point in time, bro, everybody don't have to be named after you. Like, let it go. Leave it alone. But, y'all niggas is tripping. Let these youngins have fun. That's just college pranks, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, you said it all. I don't have any.
What was the worst thing you did when you were in college that you were kind of like, yo, we might have taken this too far?
Tell you the truth, doing a flash mob. I was like,
you were part of those winter runs?
Yeah, I was like, I just remember seeing the video back, and I was like, I think this was where we needed to stop.
When y'all do those, do y'all put shoes on, like shoes and gloves, or is it just like full on, like you don't have socks because just feet to the pavement? How does that work? I've always been curious.
A flash mob, you know what that is? It's a damn dance.
Right?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the flash mob. That's what I thought you were talking about.
Them dumbass dances.
Oh, the dancing ones.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you was a part of like the naked, because on our campus they had like, they running through the quad butt naked.
Oh yeah.
Nah. Flash mob.
No. Wrong.
I was like,
wrong
damn,
flash. Wrong flash, my guy. Wrong flash. No. But I definitely, that was just. It was just out of my character, because me dancing with people, synchronized dance, no thanks.
Oh, y'all was up there, because this is the end.
Oh God, yeah, we had some. The choreography was dumb, I will say, but that's I was.
It was college.
It was college. I did some dumb stuff, but it wasn't. I ain't steal nothing. I didn't steal nothing. So
we stole minor things. It wasn't refrigerators. It wasn't okay. There were some guys that they stole the delivery, like the Chinese food delivery dude. They stole his car and parked on the other side of campus, and then they stopped delivering to us. They was like, we can't deliver to y'all's campus no more because y'all too wild. Then there was a time when this is when I knew. Like I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just fuck with people. These are on my floor.
Yeah.
Because we would set like the trash can and put water in it and knock on your door, and then when you would open it, it would spill.
Yeah.
And we were notorious for doing that. And it was to the point where he let out this scream, and it was, you were just like, oh, we done pushed him to the point where it was
limit.
like, yeah. So we didn't do that anymore. It was just like, yeah, Buddy might take us to that point. But let's get to the final topic. We'll get up out of here.
Yes.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
Boogie, have you ever been to a strip club?
Yes.
Have you ever ate food in and or outside of the strip club?
Make it a point to do so. Yes.
So you might know why this gentleman might be a little bit upset. It says 43-year-old Melvin Wright was sentenced to 9 years in prison following a guilty verdict for attempted murder. He shot a victim outside of a strip club over him refusing to share his potato chips. Other charges included illegal possession of a firearm, having a weapon under a disability. What? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't know you couldn't do that.
Oh, wow.
It says Wright met a 31-year-old man during his time inside the Lusty Adventure, a strip club in Akron, Ohio. Sources confirm that the accused had asked the other for some potato chips while he was eating. However, the victim refused, believing it was an inappropriate request. Court documents revealed that both men were meeting each other for the very first time. So apart from the strange request from the stranger, Wright had no prior motive to kill him until that day. It says after leaving the strip club, the shooter he followed the other man to his car where he shot him in the face. Consequently, the shooter fled while the victim raced to a nearby hospital. Prosecutors confirmed that he checked into a Sumner Health and Akron hospital. Says fortunately for the victim, the injury did not cost him his life. Doctors were able to save his life after nearly a week of treatment. It says while he was in the hospital, the shooter was apprehended within 24 hours of the incident, per the Akron Beacon Journal. Wright was at the transit center on Broadway Street. So the shooter had attempted to hop on the Metro bus while keeping the handgun on him. After serving his 9-year sentence, he has been ordered to register as a violent offender.
Hey man, you can't do what John Wick is doing, okay? That's number one. You cannot do what John Wick is doing. He tried to flee and use public trans and or whatnot, but not keeping the actual
gotta get rid of that
item. Come on, my guy. That's like number one. You spent 9 years in the slammer, and you still haven't learned to not keep the murder weapon or the weapon in general on your person. Come on, my guy. You messed up right there.
There's a couple. I want to ask a couple of questions here. I want to. What kind of chips were those? Were these Pringles? Were these Doritos?
They better be some high level chips. They gotta be. But shooting them though.
You know.
See, now I'm okay with a good slug match. I'm okay with that.
Like, can I get no, bam. Okay, that's reasonable.
You can't touch my chip. I haven't had these chips in a while. I'm trying to look at some ass and some chips.
Exactly.
But, looking at his mugshot, it looks like he knows he messed up. Just from his mugshot, Malone, and I'm glad to hear that the victim has survived and will be okay. But guys, you got to learn your lessons. Leave people alone.
Also, just give them a chip. Just give them a chip. Okay. If both of us are sitting here and we are enjoying these cheeks clapping, and my brother is like, "Hey man, let me get one of them chips," and I'm over here partaking in the chip, I might just casually pass you the bag. I ain't saying I'm gonna let you get a whole bunch of them, but here you go, man. Enjoy this chip while while we enjoying this show.
Yeah.
I think what was funny was when they said here the victim thought that was an inappropriate request. I just want to know what happened, because it didn't just start at no, you can't have a chip. I know this was a, hey, can I get a chip? Bitch ass nigga. I said no.
Right.
I feel like you don't just shoot someone over being like, nah, you can't have no chip. But all right, bro. I understand that's your bag of chips. Let me go over here and buy my own. But I'm also a logical thinker here. So I'm just thinking there has to have been. So I don't know you, nigga. There's gotta be something, because who just shoots a nigga over a bag of chips?
Yeah.
Was it the last bag of chips?
Yeah.
But maybe that's what it was, Boogie. Maybe the victim went and got the last bag when bro was like, damn, I wanted that. And they was like, sorry, bro, we sold out. So he was like, you know what? Let me just ask, bro. Hey, man, that was the last bag. Can I just have one, maybe two? Like, fuck out my face, nigga. He was just like, all right, I'm going to see you again. And that's what happened. Maybe
And
that's
it seems like a lot of people are awfully trigger happy.
that too. So, it's the Midwest, Boogie. You know, we be carrying out here. Yeah. And I, for one, feel like in states where where open carry laws exist,
yeah,
I gotta check that temperature, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like you could be packing, I could be packing. I ain't trying to lose my life over a bag
this
of chips.
Newborn right here could be packing. You don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Also, let's see. He was 43. So this lets me know that who he shot was not one of them young niggas. Because one of them young niggas, they would have got him before he got them.
Oh, easily.
Because when I see young niggas, I turn to the biggest bitch ever, Boogie. I'd be like, you know what? You got it.
Them YNs, I will say, them YNs are something special. You talking about no remorse to life at all. No
Crash
sense,
out.
no sense of what they're doing with the future. Dare I say, a very great example of focusing on the now in the present.
Tomorrow, what's that?
yeah. YNs. Yeah, that's when I see something remotely close to a YN, I'm like, hey, okay, it's time to rethink.
Man, your guards immediately go up. Like, hold on, let them go first.
Right. You got it.
Man, I turn into the quickest, like, y'all got it. I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me see what y'all youngins is doing before I even enter the
You're
premises.
Not about to catch me. Yeah, I will not be on them news talking about Adrian who is survived by her Beyonce tickets. And no.
They'd be like, hey, Nate, why are you parking underneath the light over here? Because it's young niggas out here. I'm parking underneath these lights. I gotta be at least 2 feet from the entrance because
I take pictures of my location and send it to folks like, I am near some YNs. If anything shall happen to me, it was them.
I'm taking pictures of the floor I park on. I'm taking pictures of the street. Yeah. I'm just like, what
People are getting timestamps for real. If I see a YN, I'd be like, just in case.
That should be in the reviews of restaurants. This is a YN-free establishment.
My God.
I feel like that there needs to be okay, look. I know they're listening, but black creators, black innovators, please add a section solely for us in the reviews that maybe only we can access. Y'all figure out how to leave the breadcrumbs there. But so we can, okay, these are the white people reviews. Now, where are the us reviews? So we can grass wall, 85 YNs in here. It's going to be surcharge, you know, help us out. Boogie, we have come to the end of episode 161. We gave y'all a little bit of extra time here, but before we get up out of here, let's get to the Nothing Blunt Factivos. Here it is. You know, a lot of people, especially in the woodworking industry, they will say things like, you know what, you want to measure twice, so you only have to cut once. Sometimes, although that is true, sometimes in life, you have to measure multiple times and then cut multiple times too. That could be cutting people out. That could be cutting out bad foods in your diet. That could be just cutting out anything that does not serve you. Make the proper measurements and do whatever set cuttings that you need to do to live the best life that you are trying to live out here. That would be the nothing blunt fact out here. Measure twice so you can cut as much as you need to. I just totally messed that up, but who cares? Episode 161 is now in the can. Like I said, we gave y'all a little bit of extra time because, we were off for the holidays. So now we're back. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. What you got, Bugs?
As always, smash that bell so you can be notified as soon as our content drops on the tubies. And also, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell that friend that this is your favorite podcast and they should be listening and watching as well.
Because, the YNs, they be listening and they be watching too.
Yeah.
So,
we see y'all and we respect and we rock with y'all wherever y'all need and what y'all need.
You
y'all
is kind, you
right.
is special, you is important.
Right. Not on my watch. You will not catch me.
Not at all.
No.
Hell no. But this has been another dope one. I'm Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandyberg.
And this is your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes. Peace, y'all.
Later, y'all.